Okay, it's on. Hi. Hi guys, how's your Sunday so far?
Woo!
I feel that. You know, it's day 3 of con, that's just kind of what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel that. Like, I put in my contacts this morning, my eyes were like actually on fire. They're like, stop putting things on me and wear me for 20 hours. You're gonna regret this. No, it's fine. Shut up. It's cosplay. We're meant to suffer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, no, please love yourselves more than I love myself. I'm not a good example, please.
You're amazing.
Thank you, at a price. You know, just a slight sacrifice to the cosplay Satan. I don't know what it is. Fine. So, hi, welcome to my Q&A panel. I'm Uptown Cosplay, or else you probably wouldn't be here if you didn't know that. So, like, it's redundant information. We've got 2 hours to just sit and talk, and you can pick my brain and ask me basically anything you want, as long as it's, like, generally appropriate, because, like, what did I say this was? I think it's a PG-13 panel. It's a PG-13, you know, it's fine. Just don't go above PG-13 and we're fine, or I'll drop kick you out this door. It's fine. But yeah, just raise your hands and I will try to get to as many different people as possible, and you can ask me just whatever's on your mind, whether it's like cosplay tips or like about me or my life within reason. Yeah, okay, there's the hands. You right here with, hey Flag, what's up? How are you there? And you know what, it's fine. Hi, what's up?
So I'm planning on cosplaying a lot of male characters in the future. So
Yes.
what are your tips on crossplaying?
Ooh, excellent first question. I get this one a lot. Basically, emphasizing a certain silhouette is going to be really important in terms of like body shape, and also makeup is going to be your best friend. The common misconception that I often hear in the cosplay community is people who are cross-playing of like more effeminate to something more masculine is that like, oh, well like guys don't generally wear makeup, so if I don't wear makeup, I'm a great cross-player. Not necessarily how that works. If you're blessed with like an androgynous AF face, then like I'm jealous and that's great for you and like work it. But many of us don't have that blessing and that luxury. Contouring is going to be your savior. A simple like Google search of like female to male cross-gender makeup is going to be a great resource. And if you just go to like Google Images, there's lots of great face mapping pictures. I have one that's like a favorite of mine that I've like sent people as like a reference to be like, this is what I used to like start learning things. Where shading and highlighting different areas of your face is going to help create an illusion of a slightly different bone structure, and it's going to help you present a much more masculine face to people. It helps a lot. You have no idea. And as for silhouette, you basically want to minimize too much of an hourglass, and you want to try to make your hips look narrower and your shoulders broader. That's going to help a lot. And obviously for some of us, binders are going to be a good way to go, or at least like a really good sports bra is often enough if you have a smaller cup size. I used that for the longest time. For some cosplays, I will literally just use a sports bra and that's perfectly enough.
Same. I got one on right
now.
now.
Like not always like a legit chest binder is necessary, but it's always good to like invest in one. But please, like if you're gonna bind, just make sure you do it properly and safely, because I can't tell you how many people do it wrong. And if you do it wrong for too long, you're gonna suffer for it. And you could actually like crack your rib cage. No ace bandages, no duct tape if you can avoid. There's much better tape to use for open chest binding. And if you want to know that, I'll talk about that too. But like, yeah, those are some general tips. Yes, you right here.
I have been wanting to ask you all weekend, what is your favorite character out of all the animes you've seen to cosplay?
Heck. It's such a tough toss-up, but honestly, like, in general, overarching wise, like as an encompassing character, Chat Noir probably.
Awesome.
I'm proud of the costume, which I need to entirely remake, which is why I haven't been wearing it lately, because I've worn it so much and so aggressively and done so much in it that it's actually dying and it hates me. And like at SoccerCon, it started to legitimately fall apart. So I'm like, all right, I've loved you too hard. I'm sorry. Take a break. You've earned it. I'm just gonna replace you. But it's not personal, okay? Okay, we good. But yeah, Chat Noir. I'm proud of the costume, and him as a character is just way too much fun. Plus, I'm obsessed with cats. And puns give me life, so like it was meant to be.
Thank you.
I feel. Pidge, right here.
So Do you know where's the best place to find the cheapest binders? Because my friend is from girl to boy, and she wants to use ace bandages.
No.
And me and my friends
No.
are like, really scared for her, and we need to find out something.
I will find this friend and like threaten them with my blinding contacts until I back them into a wall. No, don't use ace bandages. It is so bad for your body, and you could hurt yourself permanently and have so many regrets. Binders, like honestly, binders are honestly just such a good thing to invest in, because if you get the right thing, it will last you a long time, and it's wonderful. GC2B is a company that I swear by. It's the one I'm wearing right now. I have two of them, like a black one and a skin colored one. They have so many different skin tones. If you want something like that's gonna match really well, they probably have something. There's lots of different options there. Also, Underworks is one that a lot of cosplayers have recommended as well. I know there's other companies, but those are the only two that I really have experience with. There's Tea Kingdom. I don't know if they're still a thing. They were a thing or a thing, or they're a thing. Tea Kingdom is another one. That's where I got like my first binder like years and years ago. And then I replaced them with the two GC2B ones that I have. So yeah, they're not like crazy expensive. They're not like cheap exactly, but you know that they're gonna work. You will get what you pay for. And there's different styles too, like full-length compression shirts versus half binders. So there's lots of different like flexible options there. Antlers.
What's your favorite place to get icon hats?
Ooh, you know, I keep going back and forth lately actually. For the longest time, I first started getting them from Pinky Paradise, but they started asking you to like start paying through some sketchy third-party website, and I was like, bye. You've been great, it's been fun, but I'm peacing out. Then I switched to Unique So, which is where I got the ones that I'm wearing right now. I've never had a problem with them. Their customer service has been good. Their shipping is quite quick and decently affordable. Lots of different color options. You just have to make sure to look at pictures of actual customers wearing them. Don't trust just like the ones that they show you. Actually do some research and be like, okay, this is my color eyes. How do they look on people with the same colored eyes? Because you're gonna wanna know that. A lot of the contacts that I've gotten most recently has been from a website called TTDI, which I've done a lot of reviews for now because they do sponsored lenses for me. They have some really excellent lenses that look very realistic. If you want something more theatrical, more striking like these, Unique So is a good place to go because they're very animu and they're very like big and enlarging and like have big rims around the edges. TTDI is a bit more on the down-to-earth side in the terms of that their diameter is pretty normal and it's not going to make your eyes look flippin' huge and like popping out of your face. But they do have some more vibrant colors that show up really well. Their Real series and their Queen series are like bomb. Just saying. You here on the end. Oh my god, you're the best. Hi guys, please give an applause for Logan, my engagement. She's like actually a rock star and she's been so good to me.
Did she give you food?
Oh stop, you shush honey. Bless. I am ready. Okay, what was I talking about?
Person over here.
Hi, yes.
Where's your actual waifu?
Actual waifu? Oh.
Right over here.
Hi. I'm not used to saying that out loud in public. You know, I'm seeing double.
You're seeing small.
And I saw one earlier today. You know, I'm in heaven. I'm doing great.
As many ladybugs as you can get.
What they said. Perfect. Yes, you.
Hi,
Hi.
again, I'm the other Victor. Hello.
Hello.
First off, I have a quick comment. It might sound weird. You look really hot in your Tsukiyama and Victor cosplays, and that's weird because I'm straight, so I'm like really confused right now.
No, that's just extra flattering. Confusion gives me power. You don't understand.
Cross offense to the rainbow. We're really nice people. We don't bite unless you ask us to.
Okay.
That's fair.
Please, and bull crap that you, sorry about that, but bull crap that you freelance your dances just off the top of your head.
I'm sorry, I'm legitimately not lying.
I wanted to do the lip sync and maybe have you notice me, but I can't because I have to leave in like an hour.
No! Gosh darn it, I'm hosting it. Why aren't you staying?
I'm like, I wanted to do Victor and dance.
Threaten someone. What? I don't endorse this at all.
No.
Thank you though. No,
You
like.
are amazing. You're the sunshine I've always if you and Keon are like roles. Thank you so much for noticing me.
I'm gonna cry.
God, you're so cute. I'm dead. You're so sweet. No, you were such a good sport in the victory panel, so thank you for that.
Oh my god, the Victor section was like, I was so planning that. I'm like, please notice me.
Oh, it was so good. I loved it.
Oh my god, it was awesome. Keon was like, I'm still dead from that because I saw I was Pidge, and I'm just like,
same, honestly.
Did you want that to happen where there were two Victors like making Keon die slowly?
I'm okay with it. Alright, it was good. I'd do it again. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
You two were gorgeous in your cosplays on Friday.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what really killed us in Con Crunch. Vampire like AUs of like Victor and Yuri. It was.
Yes.
God.
And you are literally the reason I watched Miraculous Slave. Cat Noir.
You're welcome. I'm always happy to convert somebody. But thank you. No, lip syncs like. It's because, like, it's for a reason. Like, I did dance training rigorously for over 13 years, and so I've done it for a long time, and I took specific improvisational dance classes. Oh, like, there was a class for that, and we had to do it, required as part of, like, their, like, competition performing company that I was a part of. We had to do that, like, every week, like, 3 times a week. I was dancing over 20 hours a week for, like, 2.5 years. Straight. It was, yeah. That's really the only reason. And like, otherwise, I don't know, like, I can't. I'm not gonna pin it down to just like, oh, you're such a natural. No, I was like drill teamed on it.
Okay. Tsukiyama and Victor are gorgeous, your Cat Noir is amazing, your dances are beautiful, and Tsukiyama is the best animal alive. Like, oh my god.
You know it.
He's my freaking Tokyo Ghoul husband. Yes!
Woo! Okay. Anyway, you here with the headband?
So your wigs, how do you style them?
With tears. Avatar is the secret ingredient. You imbue them. You put 1 tear in the tip of every spike. It helps it defy gravity because it evaporates slowly and it just lifts the hair. No. With a lot of practice, and I'm still working on it. You know, I'm not a guru by any chances. Got to be brand hairspray and hair gel. I swear by it. It's a godsend to cosplayers alike.
Yes.
A lot of that, mostly the hairspray, because if you use too much gel, it actually weighs the spikes down a little bit because it's so dense. So I use it sparingly. I use it more to just like anchor the tips a little bit. Just be like, yes, you are a spike, and you're never becoming anything else.
Wigs are like, you torture me.
Basically, yeah. This wig alone that I'm wearing right now probably collectively was about 12 hours of work.
Oh my god.
Because I actually looked at references and counted the spikes on Chat Noir's head from every angle and guesstimated a couple things because reference images are not cohesive all the time, but that was that. And I think my dark wig from yesterday was about 8 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, wigs are a struggle. But yeah, wigs are a struggle. Using Got to Be Glued and a hairdryer is going to be your best friend. You're going to basically want to backcomb a little bit, tease it to actually like give it some structure at the base of the spike, keep it smooth on the outside, spike it, put some hairspray on your fingers too, rub them together and twist the ends to get a nice crisp spike. Hold it, blow dry it. On low, slightly cooler setting until it's dry. Let go, magic. Heat resistant wigs are honestly the way to go. Otherwise, you're gonna like start melting fibers and like you're gonna walk out in the sun and you'll be like, do I smell something burning? That was me my first con. I walk out in the sunlight and I was like,
what's burning?
I don't think that's normal. I'm gonna go in the shade now and be a true vampire.
Yes!
You with the glove.
So, this is my first time like actually like cosplaying as an anime character, and
Good.
I'm cosplaying as Sebastian from Black
Congratulations! Yes. Are you having fun, enjoying life?
It's pain.
I mean, yes, it is.
It's so itchy.
But are you enjoying it?
Yes, I'm
absolutely. Cosplay masochism. It's great.
Where would you recommend to get the best kind of wigs? Like what website?
Well, honestly, for me personally, it depends exactly on the character and the nature of their hairstyle. What I always say is that the more complex the style, the more gravity-defyingness that I need, Arto Wigs is my first choice. Their wigs are really thick. Many of them are wefted a certain way specifically to be able to go straight up. It's great. That's what this is. This is the Jaguar style in Fairy Blonde. Many people ask me this. And for my new Adrian wig, I got the cane style, also in fairy blonde. It's basically the Jaguar, just a little bit shorter, so there's less to cut off. Yep, same, right.
This is a cane here.
Yep.
Two canes.
There you go. 2 canes spliced together. Art is great. They are a bit on the pricier end, but again, you get what you pay for. But for something like Sebastian, his hair doesn't really need a lot of that, so you don't necessarily have to spend that extra money. I've honestly found some really decent wigs off of Amazon and eBay. My Tukiyama wig is from eBay, and I need a new one because it's trash, but like, you know.
Cosplay Sebastian, you'd be beautiful.
You don't know how much I hear that. No, sorry, I'm committed to Grell, actually.
I freaking cosplay Grell. I love you. You're amazing.
I don't know when it's gonna happen. I have a wig. I don't know if I'm satisfied with it anymore because I bought it like a good few years ago and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I'm probably gonna scrap the whole thing, but we'll see. But Grell's not gonna be too hard to make. I just have to be like, when do I want to do this? I just have to make up my mind.
You want to be the fabulous, red, amazing, majestic person.
Thank you.
Okay.
But for Sebastian, like Amazon would be a decent place to look as long as you make sure to pay attention to good customer reviews. Don't get something really obscure that has like no stars or no reviews on it, because then you're like, what are you gonna show up in the mail? It's like, what is it gonna be?
That's what I did. I was looking like all over Amazon because that's the only place I really thought of that could find the right wig.
Yeah, no, it's honestly a pretty decent place. The wig that I actually have used for Adrian up till this point is an Amazon wig. And it's actually advertised as a, what was it? As a Mika wig from Owari no Seraph. It's from like this brand. It was, yeah, it's like, and it's like really thick. It was really fluffy and dense, effortless to style. And I actually got it to be a Tamaki wig. But then I was like, okay, but like priorities have shifted and Miraculous exists. So like, Tamaki, I love you, but take a step back. So Adrian happened instead, but that was an Amazon wig, and it's a great wig, but now I'm just like, I cut it too short to be like legit Adrian, so I was like, hi Arda, I want to do bro a favor. Hit me up. Let's see, Ladybug.
What made you
What's up,
start
Bugaboo?
cosplaying?
What made me start? A friend and DeviantArt, if I had to sum it up. Back when DeviantArt was like a huge thing.
Back in the day.
What a time to be alive. I basically was just like browsing stuff, and like I was starting to like get into watching things, and I realized that it was anime and not just like a cartoon. I realized the difference at this point. And I would see photographs on like DeviantArt when I was looking for fan art or something, and like these photographs of like real people dressed up as these characters would like show up, and I'd be like, wow, you must need to be like a professional model to do that. I'm not ever doing that. And then like my sister Eika, who I've done many panels with, was taking like some casual like private Japanese lessons from a mutual friend of ours. And that friend was going to conventions. And there was one within driving distance of where we were living at the time. And they were like, there's a con, and like people all go there and dress up, and there's like no pressure, and it's like a giant family, and it's great, and you should do it. And my sister comes out and tells me this, and I was like, so we're doing it, right? So we're doing the thing. And she's like, yeah, we're gonna do the thing. So we threw together some costumes and went to Kumoricon 2012, which was our very first convention. We went for one day, just Saturday, to check out the cosplay contest, because there were like the most panels happening, and we figured the cosplay contest was like the hallmark of everything. And so we saw that, and we were like, well, we're coming back next year.
Yeah.
And we haven't missed a year since.
Cosplay makes life worth living, and you made my life worth living. Straight up. I am no longer.
I'm sorry. But thank you.
You and Keel and both.
You're so sweet. I'm dying. You with the really fuzzy looking orange thing. I want to pet that.
So first of all, you did an amazing job hosting cosplay.
Oh God, thank you. Could you tell I was terrified? I hope not. Thank you. Please, everyone, shake their heads just for my peace of mind. Shake your heads, left, right. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. I was doing it well. Thank you. Last night? 3.5 hours? I think Keanu and I were actually talking about this in the hotel room before we were like accepting the knowledge that we had to be vertical for the day. We were just like lying in bed and just like, you know, how much sleep have we gotten collectively over this weekend? We were like, and I was like, I think I've gotten about 12.5 hours over the 3 days. And then Keon's gotten like 13, 14 hours. Basically, yeah. It's con, can you tell? I'm doing great. I need to open the straw so I can like eat things and stuff.
Coffee for life.
Yuri, over here.
Ah, yes, you are looking at me. Those contacts make it difficult.
Oh, I'm looking at you're next.
Okay.
So Yuri back here.
Oh.
You're Yuri, oh. Yuri, oh, Yuri.
Stop putting the O at the end.
Yuri, oh.
Nope. No, please, what's your question?
What's Krona's gender?
Do you want me to deck you right now? I will drop kick you out the store regardless whether you asked a bad rating question. You asked a bad question for my soul. Krona does not have one.
Exactly.
Let me just give you a PSA for those of you that don't know. Soul Eater, the series that we are referring to, one that I've cosplayed like 5 characters from because I was obsessed and I still kind of am. I miss cosplaying Krona. That's probably happening
Your
soon.
death kit is amazing.
The creator himself, Okubo of Soul Eater, was asked this very question in an interview, and his response was, I couldn't make up my mind, so I just did it. So legitimately, canonically, in the creator's own mind, Krona literally doesn't have one.
Nice.
Medusa never refers to one. Krona is just her child. No gender mentioned ever. And like, for people who are like, okay, but like, Krona's a girl in like the manga, and then like a boy in the anime.
No.
And it's like, no, that's just people being lazy and dumb and not like forward thinking enough and having to pick some kind of pronoun because they're dubbing the thing. Krona uses boku to refer to themselves, which is like one of the most gender neutral pronouns to use in Japanese. A lot of girls use it. It used to be like only boys used it, but in today's society, a lot of girls use it too.
Yep.
Krona doesn't have one. That's the answer to your question.
Non-binary.
And you can fight me as much as you want, but you're wrong.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like you. Yes.
All right. So first of all, thank you so much for talking to me over the summer and helping me with my non-binary transition.
Oh, of course.
And coming out to my family and friends about that. Your advice helped a lot.
Oh, I'm so
going through
glad.
that.
I always feel so anxious giving advice about those things because I'm like, I actually haven't like said much to my family, and they've just kind of like figured it out, and it's like a non-spoken agreement where it's like it's chill, it's whatever. Warm me up for the lip sync later. But
yeah,
thank you.
I've had a really seamless transition with that, and none of my family or friends that I still have and call family have had an issue with it. It's been really good.
So glad.
Thank you so much for that, because I didn't have anyone else in my life or that I knew who was non-binary. Everybody I knew was either cis or transgender. So,
one side of the spectrum or the other.
Yeah. So that was very helpful, and thank you.
Thank you. I'm really happy that it helped, and that means a lot to me. I'm always like, I never know if I'm saying exactly the right things. I'm like, I don't really had like a ton of experience with it, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm saying anything helpful at all, but that's very reassuring. I'm glad, and congratulations.
Thank you. And it was really helpful, and I've now since that when I came out, had other friends who were also trying to go to the non-binary area, but didn't know how to do it. I was able to, I literally showed people what you said. These are like
a figurehead.
Yeah, I literally showed people what you said to me, and they used that, and now they've had really seamless transitions as well. You've helped, like, through your words that you said to me, you've helped 10 of my friends have seamless transitions to non-binary.
Oh my god.
So, thank you very much for that.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. Wow. My mind's kind of blown right now. I'm going to process that for like the next 30 minutes.
Can you be my con mom, please?
I'm more of a con dad, so like con moms are the ones that have like the big duffel bags, like the baby diaper bags. They're like, do you need bandages? I have water, I have Advil. Do you need painkillers? I have drugs. Snacks and spare water bottles, it's fine. I'm also really New Yorker, all of a sudden it's fine. And I'm more the person that's like, I bring you nothing except a listening ear and then a really bad joke to make you feel better.
Can you make Neon be my con parents?
Like,
I'll be Yurio next year.
distant removed.
Okay.
We're like against like adoptions specifically because like my family tree at cons is like ridiculously convoluted as it is. It's awful.
I'm gonna be Yurio next year, so that's why I asked.
Oh yeah, no, I probably have like several children that are also like technically like my uncles or aunts because I'm like married to some other people. I don't know. It's complicated. It's con, guys. It's fine.
And FYI, I have to leave early around 11:30, so I'm gonna hug you and then go when is that?
Okay, sounds legit.
I did have an actual question.
Oh yes.
You already know that I just moved to the greater Seattle area.
Yes.
Because I talked to you a little bit about it, and you like screamed at me about Kumoricon, so that's why I'm here.
Hi, here we are.
Are there like PNW cons that you've been to that you would recommend? Especially for getting started in this community.
Like, oh jeez. Like, honestly, people think I'm like super well versed at cons, and I'm really actually not. I have like my few that I go to religiously, and then like others that I've been to like maybe once as like BB cons, but then like, there's like MiyakoCon, which is in Salem, I think. I went to it once. It was just starting out. It was very tiny, but it was very, very friendly and very positive, and they are continuing. They're actually tabling at this con, and it looks like they're growing a lot, so I'm really proud of them for that.
MiyakoCon, you said?
Yes, MiyakoCon.
Was that when
And you
were
said
Kaneki
Salem,
for
right?
that one lip sync?
Yes, that was where I did the Kaneki lip sync.
It was so beautiful.
You
Yes.
said Salem and like Salem, Oregon?
Yep, Salem,
Okay.
Oregon. There's that one. That's a
Okay.
good one to maybe check out. Where it's like it's smaller. It's a good place to just like socialize and
Yeah.
just like be in the community, not like do a ton.
Yeah, other local cons you have is Chibi Chibi in Olympia, Washington. You also have BogCon. Those are both day cons, by the way. BogCon's up in Bellingham.
I can only type so fast.
Sorry.
Taking notes,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Chibi Chibi?
Chibi Chibi, that's in Olympia. It's a day con at a college campus.
Oh, that's a good small.
BogCon is also at a college campus.
BogCon?
BogCon. B-A, it's spelled bacon, basically.
Okay, BogCon.
It's bacon.
If you're
Right, awesome. I love that convention then.
Yeah, if you're into the Tales of fandoms, like Tales of Radiant Northwest is a brand new con as of this year. Also, it's a 2-day con. There is, and if you're interested in going to Canada, you have Anime Revolution, Anime Evolution, and multiple fan expos, one of which is next month.
Yes.
Okay,
There's
nice.
lots of options
Thank you.
within sort of a doable distance, which is really
Where'd you
nice.
say BogCon was?
Bellingham.
Let's go to Maka. Did you have your hand up back there for a second?
What's your worst dad joke?
I mean, like,
She's not Victor. She can't do a dad joke yet.
I'm not like the dad person right now. I'm just the pun person. It's different.
And you're amazing at it.
Oh, thanks. It's all contextual. Worst pun? I mean, like, honestly, like, take that really way too seriously, cat puns. They're too easy and they're honestly kind of bad, but like, I'm sort of like obligated to do them in this cosplay, so I kind of just have to grin and bear it.
Yes.
You, back here, fun thing? Yes.
What was your first ever cosplay?
Gross. Thank God I've only ever posted like 1 picture, 2 pictures. It's the same picture, but maybe like once or twice of it, and I'm hoping that like nobody ever finds it again.
I've seen it.
You hold your tongue. Keep your silence. Good.
I've shown no one.
So I actually cosplayed as the heroine from a very obscure Japanese otome game, basically a visual novel or a dating sim. And her name was Akane Motomiya, from the series called Haruka Narutoki no Nakade.
I'm playing this now. I'm playing this now.
Nice.
Because you said something about it.
Well, shoot. They should endorse me.
Thank you for expanding my knowledge.
Sure. It has a manga, which the art style is beautiful. You should check it out. It translates to Haruka Beyond the Stream of Time.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I cosplayed the main character. You know, wig was actually the perfect color, but I like totally botched the bangs because how does one do the cut the wig thing? And bangs suck.
I cut these things myself.
Right. Like, I ordered the cosplay, like, before the con, but then, like, I didn't take into account, like, it's coming from China, and they actually have to make it and then send it to you, and it's not just, like, sitting in the box ready for you, and so it didn't show up on time. So then my mom and I, this was before I knew how to sew, go to, like, Goodwill, get a yellow dress, come back, alter the heck out of it so it actually fits. We go to con. I don't get like my picture taken at all. Only when I do, it's because I'm with my sister because she actually tried. And it was like, and we were like going together because we were cosplaying from like the same series. She was cosplaying like one of my guardians from like the game and everything. But it was a long time ago. It's a dark time. We don't talk about it right now. Gross. Fluff.
Fluff.
So.
So, do you ever get stage fright? If you do, like, how do you deal with it?
I mean, like I mentioned earlier, hosting the cosplay contest by myself, I was flipping terrified. Stage fright's definitely a thing. Lip syncs, no. I don't get, okay, I guess there's a difference. I don't get stage fright anymore. I used to back when I was very young, but as I mentioned, there are over 13 years of like competitive dance training. You gotta get over that quick, and like it was trained and beaten out of me.
You're just too damn perfect to have any problems in life.
I mean, like, I was like a tiny shrimp, and so of course I was like scared of everything.
You were a shrimp in your life?
Heck yeah, no, I was like a squirt for the longest time, and then I just kind of went.
You're tall and majestic like Victor, and I love it. You are
Thanks, thank my dad's genes. Well, I take after his side of the family. I love you, Mom, but like, my dad's great. But like, I don't get stage fright. I do get nervous and like anxious, but before some things, like doing something new for the first time that I haven't done before, like hosting big events in terms of like MC status, I'm not as familiar with, and so I'm like, wow, this is like not really my cup of tea, and like, why do people think I'm funny for this long? But like in-character panels, no, I don't get scared of those at all anymore. I get a little bit nervous if I'm doing like a brand new series for the first time, like the Victory panel last night. I was like, first Yuri on Ice panel. Yeah, I was a little nervous, but I wore off quickly.
It was great because of the fake reception. That was beautiful.
It's a process. Like it wears off quickly for me, but like going into it, I still have it a little bit sometimes. Another thing I always feel bad about is that like people ask me like, how do you deal with anxiety and like all the time, and like, I don't have anxiety really, I don't think. And like, I've never had like a huge problem with it. And so like, people are like, how do I deal with this? And I'm like, I actually have no idea. Like, I've not been in your shoes, so I can't say from personal experience. I've like sent them to my sister for that. Because she's much more introverted and shy than I am, and she has more of that than I do. So she's probably a better person to talk to than I am. I'm just kind of like giving generic like, I don't know, deep breathing, relaxing music, take you time, recharge a lot. I don't actually know how this works, I'm sorry. It's good to talk to people that are in the same boat, and like talk to people within your own community and ask those things, because different people have different coping mechanisms and you can learn a lot from those. Let's see, Pidge.
How to a flea.
What?
This is a reference from last night's house. So you want to be a YouTuber panel with my friend Zach. Because like he was making fun of me because a lot of comments that I get from people are like really frantic and like barely legible English. And so it's like kind of just like keyboard mashing or something. It's like, are you even trying? And he was trying to type Uptown, how do you dance? Because that's like a common comment that I get on like lip sync videos. And it ended up being Uptown, how to a flea. This was during a Skype call, and we were planning this panel like months ago, and I started like laugh crying on my desk, and he's like, that's a keeper. And he just like slaps it up on our PowerPoint, and I'm like, I hate you. I just suffer, it's whatever. Yes. No. Let the joke die. Too bad. Because I'm not going to indulge it anymore. It's lived its life, okay? People ask me this even when I'm not even cosplaying, and I'm like, come on. Please, like, slightly excusable if I'm, like, in this, so, like, I get you, but no. But still no, and, like, it's been enough. And, like, when I'm trying to live stream or something, and, like, it's a wall of comments being like, oh my god, yeah, do that, yeah, I'm like, stop.
Your formal age range, you have to be suave.
Yeah. Yes, suave, debonair.
You should have like someone just yell.
It's composure. It's maintaining a certain presence, obviously. So no, if you ask somebody something enough, even when they continue to say no, it's crazy. It actually gets annoying. I'm sorry, I have to be real here. It's like you have to realize that like if you overdo something, it will get on somebody's nerves. So like if I get asked that too much, like in live streams and stuff, I start to get like really short-tempered.
By the way, your Christmas live stream with Rose Cost was amazing, and you sing so freaking
Ew,
beautiful.
gross.
Seriously.
Thanks, but
You
no.
sing better than I do.
Nah, I don't have like, I took 4 vocal lessons in my life when I got cast in a musical, and I only did it so that I would know how to hide under the other sopranos. I was doing it to be part of the dance chorus, which is how I broke my foot, but it's fine.
Which show?
Yeah.
Carousel.
Oh, okay. Who are you
Yeah,
playing?
Carousel. It's very dated, and I hated it, but it's fine.
You tripped over the cord.
I did, like that. But this is half taped at least, which was more than what he did, so good job. You're better than my set, like my old set designer.
Nice.
Memories. Purple plaid.
So I tried cutting bangs off the wig because it was too high,
Mhm.
and I'm almost to the point where it's probably destroyed, but not quite, and I don't know how to fix it.
I feel. This reminds me of like my other piece of advice, which is never try to cut a wig when you're delirious with like the flu. I tried to do that with my Death the Kid wig. Nearly ruined and destroyed the bangs, but I was thankfully able to hide like the horizontal chunk inside of another spike, and so you'll never know it's there because there's actual like glue, not just like hairspray glue. Wig. So like my head should be piece bonded with most of my wigs because I could take someone's eye out. But like, I get you. So like your question is that like it's almost like maybe just you're wondering how to like maybe salvage it.
Yeah, maybe in general, because I don't know how to cut hair. And I don't
Yes, there's tons of like YouTube tutorials which are great on like tips for like how to like cut wigs in a more natural way, and like you can't necessarily always like take them to a hair salon and be like, can you cut this wig for me? Because hair growing out of your head is completely different from how it's sewn and constructed into a wig. So they're gonna try to do the same techniques that they know, and it's gonna look really different because the hair does not fall the same way. In general, unless you're deliberately trying to do this as like an aesthetic choice, don't ever cut horizontal. You always want to take your scissors and cut vertically, usually from the top down, because then you get some like really tiny wispier shorter layers on top, and it helps gradient it a little bit, and so it looks more natural and it never looks choppy. What I'll often do for like spikes is that I'll like hold the hair out and I'll take the scissors and just like micro wiggle them to like turn them into a razor and just like shave the hair from like top and below a little bit so that there's less bulk inside of it, and I can then just like twist it up and do a nice gravity defying spike or something. Thinning shears are great.
Yes, they are.
Dude, can you still buy those from Arta's website? I think so.
Yes.
I found them
Yeah.
at
You
Walmart
can
and professional grade, and they work really
Yeah,
well.
you can find them often at like a lot of like pharmaceutical stores and stuff, just like in their hair section. It's like they have like hair cutting scissors. Actual hair cutting scissors work way better than normal scissors, so they might be a good investment. There's usually cheap ones you can find. Thinning shears are great because they have like blades of different lengths in them, so that you can just take the scissors, stick it in the hair, and go snip. And the long pieces are still there, but it has also cut shorter pieces inside of it, and it takes out a lot of bulk.
Yeah.
And some wigs are just too thick. My Victor wig was like so voluminous when I first got it. And so like that wig has gone through 3 stages of styling so far. This is version 3 of that same wig.
And it's beautiful.
And I just basically cut it shorter, closer to my head, and thin it out more every single time. And it's still too thick up top in the bang, so I need to actually go in and wash it and like do it again for stage 4. But like, it happens, and like that's just part of improving. You're like, you look at pictures from con, you're like, I still don't want my picture taken from that one side because like my hair looks like really ridiculously puffy and I should fix that. And so then you learn from those things. Wig supplier is where I get like, it's like, has become my Victor supplier. In some way, like my Victor wig came from there, my tracksuit, my like, his like solo skate pink gradient sparkly AF outfit and stuff. I've gotten like all of it from there because they keep sending me stuff and they're like, wear a thing and make us sound good. And I'm like, thankfully I don't have to lie, and I never do because like these are actually great and they're like dirt cheap.
And you can get them custom measured.
Yes, custom measurement sizes for their costumes. It's great. I've made posts about this on my Instagram all over the place.
Your Victor lip sync to Death of a Bachelor was beautiful.
I was like dying and my legs were like shaking through that whole thing because I'd had like no food, no water for like ages. It's fine. It's whatever.
Rules.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Pink cuteness with horns.
Yes.
Hello.
This is my first convention, and like,
Congrats. Congratulations.
I love like everything you do, and I was wondering like when you get like you want to like get like an autograph or like a photo.
Oh yes. After this panel, I'll have to clear out the room for like whatever panels after this one. But after all my panels, I usually just have everybody clear out, and then we go find like a spot out in the hallway or like the big area out there, and I'll just like stand there for a long time, however long I need to be there, and I'll just like talk to people and get pictures and do autographs or whatever else you need.
Cause like I love you, and like you're the reason I cosplay, and I went to Kumoricon, and I bought you things, but like I tried.
No, it looks honestly good, and like your wig looks lovely, so like good job. That's way better than my first wig. Dang, I'm jealous.
The one that burned.
I feel that. Lance jacket.
Yes.
Hey.
So, as someone who's on a competitive dance team, has their first competition next Saturday.
Aha! I know the feeling.
What's some advice for dealing with that?
Don't let people backstab you because like dance competitions and like dance companies can be savage AF and they're awful sometimes. God, like those 2.5 years that I was on that dance team for dancing over 20 hours a week was so toxic. I honestly should have left after like the first 6 months, but I didn't because I'm stubborn.
Yes.
And I will like just like grit my teeth through like almost anything because I just like to suffer apparently. But for like in general, honestly, just focus on you and don't worry so much about other people because people be like, focus on your team, you know, it's a team effort, like be competitive, your competition's evil, you should hate them. Probably put pins in their shoes or something, whatever you think of, it's fine. But like, just focus on you and like other people, their opinions, they really don't matter as long as you're having fun and you are contributing to your performance just by being there. You're on their competition team for a reason because they picked you and you're good enough. Don't let anybody tell you differently.
Know how fabulous you are.
And like, you're wonderful, and you have to remember that. And like, you will get out of your experience what you put in, and having fun is what's most important. If you start doing it just for like, being better than someone, which is the flaw that many people fall into when they do competitive dance, and competitive many things, it starts to get really toxic, and you start to hate life. So you have to love life and keep loving yourself and you will survive just fine. Please stretch a lot beforehand and stay very, very hydrated. In other words, don't do what I do at cons. Yes.
You live, you learn.
Do as I say, not as I do. Yes, pink, black shirt.
I do like competitions like Grand Prix and stuff.
Mm.
I was wondering if you've ever done any like big international competitions for dance?
Not like international competitions. I was never like that huge. I was only like ever like semi-professional, but like I went to cons, like I traveled like on like planes and stuff for cons in like San Francisco, and like I went to like a couple different states for things before I realized that I hated everything about that place and I needed to leave for my own mental health. But yeah, honestly, it's like the flaw, like the problem with me doing things like that is like I'm not a competitive person. And I've been telling people that a lot this week, and they're like, oh my god, you should like do this competition and win against everyone. And I'm like, no, because I don't actually like doing that. Winning is not important to me. I just do it to have fun. Like, first lip sync battle ever, the first Tsukiyama lip sync at NewCon.
That video holds so many memories in my heart.
They were like, it's a competition, and I was like, does it have to be?
Why
Like,
can't we just have a good time?
I just, you know what, I'm not going to care. I don't want it to be a competition. I'm just going to treat it like a drag show, and I'm just doing it for fun and a lot less salty and cutthroat. So I just did it to have fun, and then they were like, hi, you won. Well, how about you host like the next 50,000 years of lip syncs? And I was like, oh, that wasn't part of the plan, but
okay, then.
Thank you. That's very flattering. What is my life? And then like things exploded, and I don't know what happened, but like lip syncs happen and stuff. But I'm just like, and honestly, like, for those of you at the Victory panel last night, I was actually dying a lot during that because a lot of the things that Keon and I were saying to each other in character are actually very true out of character as well. That thing that Keon said is very pointed about me not being competitive but being savage. And that was referring to an Uno game that we played and also Monopoly. I've definitely like beaten them into the ground and made them really angry at me for a few hours without meaning to, because I'm like, I'm just playing the rules and I'm playing to win without realizing it, and I'm just having a good time. And they're like, no, I'm here to slay you. And I'm like, what? Oh, sorry, was this a competition? I didn't realize that. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just excited that I finally have Monopoly with a cat playing piece. Like, I'm just doing my thing.
What made you fall for Keon in real life? Just curious.
What made me fall for Keon?
In real life.
Everything? No, like legitimately, I just don't know how to pin it down to one thing. It was just like charisma, and it was like a really slow dawning thing.
And it's funny because Victor fell for Yuri first, and you were cosplaying Victor. In the
I
music
know,
video.
no, it's like people are like, you're so canon as Victor and Yuri, and we're like, oh stop, you're so flat, like we're so flattered, but then we stop and we're like,
crap, it's true.
shoot, they right.
Beautiful, it's beautiful.
But was Keon stripping down and dancing on a pole with a very naked Chris?
Thankfully, not exactly. That was more me. That was the one step that we did. No, that was the lap dance I gave them at NewCon. That they didn't realize I was using as flirting because they're stupid.
You posted about that just being like that whole con of you trying to flirt with
Oh
them, and
yeah,
they're
whole
just
con. And like we've actually, just to let you know, we have filmed the 2-hour story of us on how we got together. It's like a fourth edited because true to what we thought, it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes of footage.
I am so sorry for your editing.
So I'm suffering and so is my laptop.
Is it on YouTube? Please tell me it's on YouTube.
Not yet because I'm not done editing it.
Okay.
I've got, you know, give me like 3 more months.
I'm the first person to watch it.
It's fine, like, yeah, no. And like, it was like a hard thing to film too because like it's been a while since NewCon. And so we were like, okay, we got to relive this all over again. Like, what did we do Thursday night, Friday night? What was Sunday night? No, that was Friday night. Okay, let's backtrack. Just like rewinding and reliving the whole thing over again. But like, we always enjoy telling the story because it's fun to just like go back and be like, wow, we were stupid. Wow. Basically, it's always like me. I'm like, wow, I was like blind and I was trying really hard and someone was really stupid. And then Keon's just like, hi.
Like in Yuri on Ice, how like Victor was sending out all these signals, and Yuri's like, I think I'm gay, but I don't know. And
Right, and like that's basically us, you know, it happens. That's just kind of life in general.
It's canon IRL.
Yeah, shoot, they're right. Okay, purple, multiple hands, hello.
So I want to go back to a wig question.
Oh, sure.
Whenever I wear wigs, sometimes because my cranium is so large, sometimes the wig will rub my forehead raw.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have tips on how to make it?
Make sure that the edge of your wig and the edge of your wig cap are not in the same place.
Yep.
Because that will not only lead to itchiness as heck, but also pressure headaches, especially if you have a larger skull.
Oh, so that's what was happening yesterday.
Yes, that's I learned that mistake a while ago, and I was like, wow, my head's actually dying. I wonder why. And then I was like, pressure headaches, it's a thing. So then you just like push your wig cap back a little bit, put your wig just in front of it, and then you're like, wow, I can think straight. It's crazy. Some people will like, I don't know, I've heard like multiple things and now I'm like blanking on all of them, but like some people like, I've thought about taking, I don't know, I'm sure they still have this, moleskin is something that you can find at like drugstores, pharmaceutical places and stuff like that. It's basically like suede like fuzz, usually like lighter skin color, with a sticky back. Yeah, it's good for like shoes and helping like the back of your heels, not like rub on stuff, which is what I used it for a lot. But if you just cut like a strip of that maybe and put it and like stick it on the inside of like the front of your wig, it's suddenly like, ooh, it's soft. So maybe try that, honestly, if you want to just like try something different and creative. Yes.
Yeah. Another option with that is Arta sells wig grips. They're really, really soft
wig
velvet.
Grips from Arta,
so not only
true.
will the wig grip hold heavy wigs, or I mean short wigs as well, from slipping back, but because they are so soft, it'll separate your wig cap from your wig.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another option.
I feel like the itchiness has decreased a little bit ever since I started doing pin curls as part of my wig prep, which I've done a video on my YouTube channel of like how to fit all this long hair under wigs before I cut it all off. But my bangs are still long enough for pin curls, so that's the only thing that's changed. I just don't do the braids and the rappy-doo-doo thing. But like doing pin curls will also keep your wig from sliding back. It's never happened to me ever since. That's how my wigs stay during lip syncs, because I have pin curls and a bunch of bobby pins that are anchoring my wig to them. It's great. And like ever since I started doing that, I feel like it like helps keep the wig in a place where it doesn't itch as much against like my actual hairline.
Yeah.
So that's also something to try if you like while you're waiting for your wig groups to come in the mail.
I just do like a braid crown and then like a braid and I just pin it. And
Yeah, that's basically what my sister Ava does.